Along this ridge behind me is where the first battle of the U.S. Army versus the Yakima Nation took place in September of 1855. After the murder of Indian Agent Bolin, Corporal Haller brought over those mountains up this direction from Fort The Dalles, was warned that he had too few troops, but continued on his way. And before reaching Toppenish Creek, just about where we are at now, they met the Yakimas, saw that they were totally outmanned, and had to take a defensive position up on one of these ridges. The Yakimas surrounded them, and all throughout the day, the battle ensued with the soldiers behind their barricades. More and more reinforcements came for the Yakimas. There could have been up to 500 at the time. Colonel Haller realized there was no escape except by the cover of darkness. They waited until evening, took their wounded, had to leave their dead, and escaped back over the mountains. The following day, a running battle with warriors as they made their way back to the Dalles. So this first battle, this first encounter was a decisive victory for the Yakimas, emboldening them to think that maybe they could fight against the U.S. Army and the white settlement that wanted to take their land. Unfortunately, that would not be the ultimate case, but it then led to subsequent battles, which we'll be talking about in other sections. This is what we would call today the lower Yakima Valley. Immediately north of me here is Toppenish Creek, towns of White Swan, Hera, and as we continue panning east, Toppenish, Wapato.
This first clash of two organized opposing forces would result in another conflict just a couple of months later in the area we now know as Union Gap.